So, Tori, there's a question that continues to come up, and I know that you're going to have an opinion on it. Do you think cancel culture makes things boring or unfunny, especially with your comedic background? Or are there some jokes that actually should be off limits? Here's one example. This very popular Boston radio host, who's been on the air for 40 years, quit yesterday morning. He even did it on air after management told him to stop making jokes about Demi Lovato's announcement that they identify as non-binary. He's back on the air today, so I guess it could have been a stunt. Even Chris Rock, though, is talking about comedy and cancel culture. Here's what he said about it on The Breakfast Club.
What happens is everybody gets safe.
Right.
And when everybody gets safe and nobody tries anything, things get boring.
Right. Absolutely.
So I see a lot of unfunny comedians. I see unfunny TV shows. I see unfunny award shows. I see unfunny movies. Because everybody's scared to make a move. And that's not a place to be. We should have the right to fail.
So, Tori, you're the perfect person to talk about this because you do have a background in comedy, but you're also very progressive, you're very empathetic. So where do we go from here?
So I see two things, and I'm going to ask the audience at home to hold two things in their head at the same time. One, I think Chris Rock is so right on. Comics are on the edge of the line. They play that, they swim back and forth, and they have to provoke in order to move the culture forward, right? But at the same time, I'm really sick of this cancel culture I'm over cancel culture. At some point, it's also called accountability culture. And when you make a joke or you do something that's stupid and lazy and racist, you're gonna get called out for it. And so I think you can do both. You can try and allow comics to be funny and clever and push the envelope, but you certainly don't have to just forget all manners and what we've learned in this climate.
I'll go, no problem. Yeah, I mean, we only have a minute left. I could talk about this forever. I agree 100% with what Chris Rock said. And when you say it's going too far, Tori, and you said you're against that, I'm going to push back against that because it's going too far in the sense that who are you canceling? There are true racists out there. There are true homophobics out there. There are true transphobic people out there. When you're coming for people that are on TV that slip one time or do this and you held them accountable for the rest of their life, that's where there's a problem, and that's where I'll push back on that.
Erica, I want to hear from you really quickly.
Oh, yeah, please. Yeah, go ahead.
Well, no, I think it's fair to have this conversation because a lot of people are too scared to be innovative. But I don't like to have this conversation with this radio host because I think ultimately you have a 71-year-old who's doing top 40 radio, is completely ignorant of the demographic in which he is serving, and was told not to do it preemptively. If he wanted to walk, he should have kept walking.
Tori?
And I hear what Jeff's saying. You're like, there's no space for grace, there's none of that, and it's just normal people trying to push the envelope. But here's the thing, if you have a platform, I think you have a bigger responsibility to be careful about who you're speaking about. If it's clever and funny, I'm all for it. If it's not, and you have a platform, yeah, I'm gonna be more likely to cancel you than Joe Schmo down the road, because you hold that platform.
So if you say something wrong, but we're live on television right now, Tori, in the years to come, you say something wrong, you shouldn't have an opportunity to be able to feed your family. If you have kids, feed your kids. You're going to have to go get a job at somewhere else. You can't be in the business anymore?
No, I hear that. I think we need to have a place to rebound and come back, but I do think there should be consequences. Yes, I do.
See, we could talk about this all day long, and I have a feeling that we're going to continue to talk about cancel culture in the upcoming months and weeks and years.